What's up YouTube, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you a review of the Nike Air Max 1 86 Big Bubble in this World Make Korea colorway. So this pair is part of Nike's World Make series. Basically they're reinterpretations of iconic silhouettes inspired by major fashion centers. So allegedly this pair was designed by Nike Korea and they released earlier this month for a price of $170 US or $225 Canadian dollars. The official colorway for this shoe is Phantom, Sail, and Black, and alongside the World Make Korea pair, for example, there was also a World Make Japan Air Jordan 1 Low, which also had a very interesting and unique touch to it. So diving into the details of this shoe, so as you can see, this is the Air Max 1 86, or better known as the Big Bubble Air Max 1 silhouette. And this is just one of those silhouettes that a lot of people either love or they either hate. It's a distinct departure from the classic Air Max 1 look that we've come to know and love, but it's supposed to represent what the original Air Max 1 looked like when they released back in 1986, but Nike realized in 86 that there were some issues with this larger air unit, so they went back to the drawing board, tweaked the look of the shoe, and then that's where that wider general release happened in 1987 with the Air Max 1 silhouette that we've come to know and love. So that's the oversimplified version of this Air Max 1 Big Bubble story, but here we have it. So diving into the details of this shoe, as we start things off on the toe box, this is covered in what feels like a canvas-like material in this light beige color. Surrounding the front toe cap, we have this heavily tumbled leather, and if you look real close, you'll notice that the tumbling of this leather is artificially printed on. We have more of that tumbled leather covering the U-throw area of the shoe, and you'll notice that the edges of these Air Max 1s, it's covered with this black colored piping, giving it a very bold and interesting look. Moving downwards, covering the quarter panel of the shoe, we have what almost feels like a burlap-like material. And then stitched on top of this, the Nike swoosh here, this is again constructed out of that tumbled leather that we saw earlier on the toe box. That same leather covers the top two eyelets, and then the eyelets themselves are covered in this black colored plastic or TPU. So you can see that tumbled leather serves as a mud guard running down the entire length of the shoe and wrapping around the back. Above this on the heel, we have more of that burlap-like material, and we have Nike Air branding embroidered across. And then on the very top of the heel, we have the same material that we saw earlier on the toe box. As far as laces go, so these only come with one lace option, and they're a flat style lace done in the sail color. Underneath this, the tongue is constructed out of that same material that we saw on the quarter panel, so it has this very unique woven look to it. And then on the very top, we have this canvas tag with Nike Air Max branding printed in black, and then we have this oversized stitching at the bottom, which spells out WM for World Make. The back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe, this is covered in this black colored mesh-like material, and then inside this collar, we have the sides of the sneaker printed on in white. As far as the insoles go, so to give it more of a fancy premium feel, these actually come with cork-lined insoles. And on the insole on the right foot, we have the letters WM once again, KOR, which stands for Korea, the Nike swoosh along with the phrase, designed for sport, crafted for life, World Make. So the upper of these Air Max 1s sits atop this very chunky polyurethane foam midsole, which is entirely painted in this sail color. Unlike the normal Air Max 1s, these have much more of a smooth, simple look to it. And of course, underneath the heel, we have this oversized window exposing the air unit that's found within this midsole. Finally, turning this pair over to the bottom, so this outsole is constructed out of a black colored rubber. We still have that same waffle style traction pattern on the forefoot, along with Nike Air branding on the heel of the sneaker. So that breaks down the look and the construction of these Air Max 1s. And in terms of sizing, to me, these fit pretty true to size, but I feel like if you have more of a wide foot, you might be better off going up a half size. So trying these on, I got these in my true size, which is the same size I wear in recent Air Max 1s, which are not part of that same Big Bubble series. So again, going with my normal Air Max 1 size, I feel like because of the materials used on this shoe, this specific pair ran a little bit more snug. We have a lot of heavy textiles on the upper, which made the shoe fit a little bit more snug around the midfoot and the toe box area. It wasn't snug enough that I'd want to go up a half size, but if you're someone that has more of a wider foot, or you just don't like more of that snug one-to-one fit, then going up a half size will probably fit you more comfortably. Moving on to the comfort, so honestly, even though there's a bigger air unit, to me they don't really feel that much more comfortable than a standard Air Max 1. It still feels a little bit more on the firmer side, but the one thing I do notice is that the heel of the sneaker, you feel a little bit more elevated on the back end, so the heel to toe drop is a little bit more pronounced than what you normally find in a standard Air Max 1. But aside from that though, I feel like the overall shoe, it's an okay comfortable shoe. It's not going to be anything super impressive, but for just an everyday casual use sneaker, they're going to be perfectly fine. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship on this shoe, so first off, material quality, I thought it was solid. While I was a fan of these textiles, the canvas, and this burlap-like material, I wasn't a huge fan of the leather. Like I mentioned earlier, this tumbled feel and look to it, this is obviously artificially pressed in, so it would have been nice if they gave us more of a true, genuine tumbled leather. But other than the leather, I felt like the rest of the materials used on the shoe, it wasn't bad at all. And in terms of the build and the craftsmanship, there were some minor issues with some glue stains, some extra long threads throughout the shoe that I had to trim off myself. But in terms of consistency between my left foot and the right foot, I thought it was spot on, no issues there. And the only issues I had with this sneaker were pretty minor. So all in all, the materials were okay and the build was solid. So as sad as it is to say with Nike, I'll definitely take that. So with all that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up for you and I'll show you guys how these look. I know for a lot of Air Max 1 purists out there, a lot of people are hating on the look of this shoe. But for me, I consider myself to be a pretty decent fan of the Air Max 1, and I don't mind the look of the sneaker. Is it my favorite Air Max 1? Definitely not. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you guys, it's not really a design that I'm head over heels with. But I feel like if you can get these for a discounted price, then I would definitely not mind adding this shoe to my collection. It has a very clean, very simple color palette, but at the same time, the variations in the materials gives it much more depth and visual interest. And it's just one of those sneakers that you really appreciate once you get it in hand and you can see and feel those materials in person. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this Nike Air Max 1 86 Big Bubble in this World Make Korea colorway? What are your thoughts on the design and the color of this shoe? And is this a pair you would pick up? Are you waiting for these to go on sale? Or is it just not your thing altogether? And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on my Instagram account at esco8, follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at sean.go spelled out, and be sure to visit my website as well at seango.ca. So thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review and hopefully it helped you in some way, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.